Hello, my name is Drew Mitchell, and I'm with the Department of Education Help Desk. Today we're going to be talking about how to create a new NEO staff assignment. To do that, you need to have access to NEO. If you do not, you need to have the superintendent grant that access for you. We do have videos on how it goes over how to create a NEO access request form or modify a NEO access request form. In terms of this video, we're going to assume you already have access, so you would want to go to NEO. To do that, you can go to a bookmarked page, as you can see here, or you can do a Google search. To do a Google search, the easiest thing to do is to type in Maine NEO login. The first link on that page takes you directly to the login page. Go ahead and put your credentials in and log in. You're going to go to Staff at the top of the screen. From here, you're going to go to Manage Staff and do Staff Search. SAU Search would be for if you're trying to modify an existing staff member's account. As you do not currently have the staff member employed, you need to search for them within the state. If you do a search, we'll just type in someone. And then we'll do search. Now, if someone was currently employed or was previously employed at another district, they would show up here in the search. However, no one did, so that would tell us that Bob Buckrantle is not currently employed in the state. So we would do add new staff member. This is going to require you to have a bit of information on the staff member, first, last, date of birth, gender, social security number, and highest degree earned. Those are all needed to create a new staff member assignment. So in here, we'll go ahead and we'll do Bob L. Buckrantle. We're going to put in Bob's date of birth, which we're going to say is 07/12/1976. Put in Bob's social security number. As Bob is a made-up fictional character that I've created for this video, we're going to make up a social security number. Now, a quick note here is that when you put in a social security number, this has no way to verify the social security number unless it matches someone else who's already in the system. So if you do accidentally transpose a number or accidentally hit a number next to a number you meant to hit, it will take it. What that means is later on when you try to modify their assignment and you go to put in the correct social security number, it'll say it's wrong. If that happens, call the help desk. We can modify that social security number for you after verifying a few bits of information. You have no way to do that on your end, but we can do that for you. And we'll say Bob has earned a bachelor's degree. Now another quick note here, if you choose other, it can affect some stuff later on down the road, which we'll go into another video. If you need to modify someone's degree for a pre-existing staff member, so if over the course of their time with you they've gotten a higher degree level, this screen is the only page in which you can modify that. So you would have to go to Manage Staff, Staff Search, look up your staff member to get into the screen. The screen is not accessible through the SAU search. Where am I? Here we go. Once it saves the information, it puts you on the staff assignment creation page. And from here, you're going to create the staff member's assignment. If it's a pre-existing staff member, they would already have assignments. We'll get to that in a different video. For this one, we're creating a new assignment. So we're going to enter the position start date. If they start within the school year, obviously you're going to pick that for their start date. However, we're just going to backdate this one to 7/1. We'll say that I was there for the full year. For the SAU, we're going to choose the Maine Department of Education. My position, we're going to pick data specialist. There's a lot of positions in here. We do have a document on the help desk webpage which goes over each of these positions in regards to a little description of what they do, as well as any credentialing or endorsements or state federal licenses they need for that position. So if you need to access that, that is available on the Help Desk webpage underneath the staff documents. Years of experience in the position. Now this equates to any experience they have in that field, regardless of whether it's in the state or not. So if they were doing data specialist work for IT work for 15 years in California, you would put that in. If this is a new position for that person, so say I was working in IT for the last 15 years, now I'm going to become an HR specialist, that would put me at 0 years of experience in that field. For data specialist field, we're going to choose 15. Next up is to choose whether or not you're a W-2 employee or a contractor. We will choose W-2 employee. If you choose contractor, it does remove some of the required information because we don't need that for contractors. But as a W-2 employee, we're going to choose district or school. That's whether or not this position is done at a specific school or a district. We'll choose district here. Here we're going to choose salary or stipend. If it's a stipend position, you're going to have to do a little bit of math to figure out what the stipend is based off of the FTE and how much you're paying them. If it's salary position, that's also going to go into effect, not as heavily. We're going to choose salary. And for the salary, we'll just say, one of these pre-filled, we'll say $35,000. And again, the amount you put in for a salary or stipend is also based on FTE. If I was $35,000 for the year, but I was only doing this for 0.5, half the year annually, so 6 months out of the year, I would have to cut that $35,000 in half. We'll do a 0.1, so I'm doing this for the full school year, a full amount of time. Is federal funding a payment source for this position? If this was being funded with federal dollars, you would choose yes, and then it would ask you to enter in the funding source, which are listed here. We're going to say no because it's not. This is paid by the district. Then you're going to choose educational category. You're going to choose not applicable, CTE, gifted and talented, IDEA, or special education. Since I'm doing data entry for the district, none of those are applicable. Then you're going to put in the staff member's contact information. And you're going to put in any phone number, any phone extension, if there's a fax number attached to that. Now we do ask that you put in the extension. That way, especially for data specialists, they're the ones that we're going to contact the most. So we would really like their direct number. If we have to go through the school Rolodex, it makes it more difficult for us. It's just quicker for everybody around if you put in the correct contact information as well as the direct contact information. At the bottom of the screen, you've got some options here. You can either reset the form, which will just blank it out and start you over. You can save as pending. So for example, if I didn't quite yet know what the salary would be for the stipend I picked, and I left that blank, I would save it as pending. It does make them show up in your staff for the SAU. However, they will get a pending under the status field, which means it's not an active position yet. Where that comes into effect is staff certification. If you're curious about that, you can go and view our JIT video on staff certification or look up the documentation on the Help Desk webpage. In terms of this, we want to make it a full-time active position, so we're going to submit it. And then it goes, as you can see under status, it's active. It is not an EPS position. It's got an FTE of 1 for a data specialist. If you need to make any changes or you want to view it before you finish, you can do view under the actions drop down, or if you want to edit it, you can choose edit under the action drop down. If it was a pending position, you would come in here and choose edit, enter in what information you had that wasn't there before, and then submit it. You also have the option to put them on a leave of absence or end the assignment. We'll go into those options in a later video. That is it for creating a new staff assignment. Stay tuned for editing a staff assignment as well as creating a long-term substitute teacher